Hello there everyone and welcome back to the Beloit YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you the equipment that you need to start making your own candles. So I've got a box full of stuff basically moved. So we're in the process of developing this new office, which if you haven't already, I'll link the vlog up here which gives you an overview of what we're doing. But let's break it down. Firstly, you're going to need is a source of heat. These are really cheap, so they're just basically a hot plate. We chose to get two so we could do two twice. You can get these on Amazon for about £20. You can probably get, I think, a single one for about 15, so super cheap. Again, everything that I mentioned in this video will be linked below, so if you want to go and get it for yourself, please feel free. They're all just suggestions, so please take everything with a pinch of salt, and if you think there's a better way of doing it, please do. This is just the way that we do it. The next thing that you're going to need is jugs. So you can get various different sizes. I think this is a 2 litre and I think this one's a 1 litre. Depends on the type of candle that you're making. So maybe if you're making just tea lights, you won't need as big, but maybe if you're making 3 big vessel candles, then you might need a bigger jug. So I think the metal ones are easier to clean than the plastic ones. They have a bit more durability and yeah, they just look a bit nicer aesthetically, if that's what you're into. The next important thing that you're going to need is a spoon. This is just a basic kitchen spoon, soup spoon I think it's called. Yeah, you can see it's still like dirty and stuff. really useful. Get a couple of these and it will just help with when you're trying to mix in oils, when you're trying to stir the wax and stuff. The next thing you're going to need is scales. What's this? Thermometer. You can either have it's not analog, is it? It's like, I don't know what that's called, but yeah, you could have a normal one or a digital one. I find the digital one works a lot easier. We have had one of these break, so just be careful and maybe spend a little bit more money than just getting a cheaper one. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's more accuracy on this, and with some of the wax, especially if you're using soy wax, it's better to get an accurate one than it is to get that you can't really tell how much it is, whereas this goes by the point, so it just makes life a little bit easier. Again, completely up to you, do what you want. The next thing you're going to need is scales. So we use the big, like just kitchen ones for measuring out the wax. I definitely recommend getting 2. So then you've got the smaller ones, powder scales, drug scales, as some people call them, to measure out the oils, because grams and milliliters are the same, so it's easier to measure out, I don't know, 35 grams of oil than it is to try and see it in a beaker. So yeah, jog scales, normal scales, sorted. Right, we do it this way, but you don't have to do it this way. You could do it with a pan full of water and then using a jug, but we find this just easier. So we use a Baymarie. Basically, if you don't know what Baymarie is, you fill it up with water in there, and the water just sits in the middle and basically gets hot. So people use it in cooking, so it's used to melt chocolate, it's used to melt gelatin, all of that sort of stuff. So it doesn't burn the product, but it still gets nice and hot. So yeah, just find this is easier than trying to set out the water, boil it. You don't burn yourself as much because you're not dealing with direct boiling water, whereas the boiling water is all concealed. So yeah, about £25 I think for one of these. Highly recommend it. This is 1.5 litres, but again, you can get a bigger size, so do as you please. The next thing you're going to need is something to put your candle wax into. So we use these amber jars, which I'm sure if you're in the UK, you've seen these. These are very popular. Probably one of the most popular jars. We are going to start doing some tins, and then we're going to start doing some bigger vessels for a different range. So if you want to see that, subscribe below and you will find out when that comes along. The next thing is, this is really important, tissue, because you're going to make a mess. You're dealing with wax, you're dealing with oils, you're dealing with liquid. Just get a big roll of tissue, could be like this, could be like a blue roll tissue, and yeah, that will just help. The next thing you're going to need is wicks. The wicks are a really confusing one because you're going to have to do lots of testing, and I'm going to make videos around this, so if you do again want to find out about this, please consider subscribing and I will let you know when it goes live. But wicks I suggest getting like 10 or 20, depending on how many you can buy, and then testing with those 10. So you don't spend loads of money, you're not keep constantly paying for postage and stuff, and you can do your testing. The next thing, I prefer to use pegs, but Mum prefers to use these. So these are just wick containers. So they basically go on wick holders. So they basically go on the top of the candle, and the wick sticks through the middle, just there. You just put it through and hook it on, and then it just keeps the wick nice and straight and centered, so which gives you a nice burn. The next thing I would suggest is, I haven't got a notepad, but a pencil or pen and a notepad, and this will just help jotting down ideas, jotting down what you've done, just to keep a track and keep a sort of record. Oh look, there's one of the tins that we're doing. So this is like a mini paint pot tin, which is pretty cool. We're gonna test it and try it. Then what you're gonna need is oils and wax. Again, I'm gonna keep this for a separate video because I think I don't want to delve into it too much in this video, because this is about the equipment rather than the materials. So you will find that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of different types of oils. So we got some which are like essential oils, some which are mixes. This one, Summer Breeze, which is again a mix, and then we got Cedarwood Atlas essential oil. So yeah, it's all. Oh, I know what you've done. That's why. Ha. All right. Yeah, and then again, the wax depends on what type of wax you want to use for your candle. I'm going to make a video about how we make our soy wax candles. All of these products are going to be linked below. So if you want to go and get any of them yourself, I'll link them all below. And not necessarily the oils, but I'll link some places that we get our oils from. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you so much, and keep building your business. I want to hear about your candle brands. Let me know in the comments. Goodbye.